Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap, as usual, has got a normal mixture of welding, machining and a little bit of plasma cutting. The first thing I want to do is to draw for the two sets of calipers and the little homemade engineer square. There's more names coming in this week. I'm getting to the point now where I think there's a lot of names in here of people who don't watch my channel anymore. I don't quite know what to do. Basically all I can do is keep plodding on, but I am getting quite a few prizes that aren't claimed. I did used to send people emails, but I've stopped doing that. And I might probably start that up, I'm not quite sure. Right, the name I've got here is Vernon K. Courier. That's quite an old name. Been in there a long time, that one. Right, Vernon, all you have to do is send me an email with your address and I'll happily post these things off to you completely free of charge. This week's giveaway is going to be for another metric DTI. It's another one that Bob's had to bits and cleaned up and put back together. It's got a nice feel about that one. I'll get a close-up shot of that a little bit later on. As usual, if you want a chance of winning that, all you have to do is send me an email containing your name, your full name, like John Mills, not just John. Your name goes into the bucket. If it's drawn out, I'll post the prize off. That is a nice little gauge, but I've got, basically I only use two and I've got quite a few of them, so it's pointless me keeping it, and Bob did give us it specifically to be given away. There's one or two items of your mail come in, I'll have a little look at those later on. Last week I put up a video, like a little introduction video all about the jet engine, the gas turbine. I've got some bits of nice stainless pipe from my friends at Advanced Automotive. This is going to be the combustion chamber, that's a flame tube, that's the outer jacket. I'll try and get some done this week and get another video up on the jet engine. There's been a lot of interest showing that. The little bit of underground footage I put up last week of the water wheel, I've had a good response on that, people really enjoyed it. I'll have a look and see what else I can find and possibly put a few minutes on towards the end of number 2. This is quite an old motorbike casing. I believe it's from a Triumph. I'm sure one of my viewers will certainly tell us exactly what Triumph it's from. What I've got to do is weld this hole up here. I'll get a closer shot at it. There's a threaded hole here in the bottom of the casing and the thread's pitched. It's in an angle like that. And all the lad wants us to do is make it go away. Just weld it up solid. This particular casing, this type of aluminium, I've done them before. And it normally welds very nicely. It's normally a real good grade of aluminium. I'll weld them with a rod with a little bit of silicone in. Normally use silicone rods for castings. It looks clean, but aluminium is never clean. So I'm going to physically clean it with a carbide burr, and then I'll clean it with some acetone, and then we'll take it up to the other shed and weld it. So the first thing to do is clean it with a die grinder. I bought this die grinder from one of the supermarkets, a store called Lidl. It was on special offer for £20. You can't go wrong at £20 for a die grinder. You just can't have enough die grinders. Right, so I'm back to nice clean metal. Right, this is acetone. Plenty of that in, make sure it. And once we put a little bit of heat on, you'll still find oil and crap burn out of it, even though the aluminium looks a little bit clean. It won't be. Before I weld this, what I would do is I'll clamp a piece of copper at the bottom of the hole and then weld it from the outside first. The copper stops the molten aluminium running through, but more importantly it holds an organ gas purge in there. So I'll clamp that on there, weld it from the outside, get that off and then just blend it in nicely on the inside, hopefully. I'll probably put a little bit of preheat in just for the welding torch, just to take the chill off the aluminium, but it's pretty cool in here. A little bit of preheat won't do any harm at all. Also have to boil some of the crap out of the metal. There'll be plenty in there. Bastard. It's not welding as well as I would have expected this, but it's going to be alright. There's no way that's going to leak. A little bit touch up with a die grinder, it'll be a good job. A friend of mine's emailed me a drone for some sort of puller he's making out of a 12mm plate. So what I've done with it, I've converted the drone into a DFX file, which is that one there. I've converted that into a G-code and I'm going to cut it out on the plasma machine. These little marks here, they're the start marks where it's going to start the cut. Obviously it's going to start the cut inside the circle and it starts the cut outside the outside part. I've got a bit of half-inch plate I should be able to get out of. So we'll set the machine up and see what sort of job it makes at cutting. It does a lovely job on heavy plate normally. we can do a simulation of how it's going to cut. So it starts on the inside of the hole, so there's no damage done to the part, and it'll start on the outside. If the outside, not quite as quick as that, but it'll not be far away. The more I use this technology, the drone side of things, the more fun it is, the easier it becomes to use. Right, we'll have a good, so we can get one out of the real bit of plate now. Just make sure I'm going to get it in 60 by 120, there's a 120, and there's a 60 bit. There's a mark on the plate, but it's well away from it, so that should cut quite nicely. All that wants is a light flash across with a flat wheel, it'll be perfect. Goes on nice, so there's very little taper on that. Very happy indeed with that. I would like to make it with a drill and a file, that's for certain.